Hey guys, welcome to this video, and this video is the 10 raid bosses ranked. So there's only 10 raid bosses in the time of me making this, and I wish there were more, but what can you do? So these aren't raid encounters, these are just raid bosses themselves. So there won't be any like siege engine or bridge or like anything like that. Also nothing like oracles and yeah, you know. So let's get right into this. So there are only 10 bosses, but number 10 is the Death Singers. I really don't like this boss at all. It feels rushed in there. It feels unnecessary. It feels like filler, and it makes the raid, and it makes the Kingsfall raid a bit too long. I never really enjoyed doing this fight. It didn't even give that good of loot. It gave the shotgun and the, class item, I think. So, yeah, Death Singer's not a great fight. I really don't enjoy this. Plus, the actual bosses, like, they don't really do anything. They're basically just normal wizards, just like, someone else who's coming up later on this list. But yeah, I really don't like this boss fight at all. It just feels like a drag whenever I'm doing Kingsfall. It's just the one part that, for some raid teams, it's the last thing they do because they don't do Oryx, or they don't even try to do Oryx. But, yeah, Death Singer's not a great fight. And at number 9 is Earute. This fight is okay. It's not anything special. I feel like it, with some more health, it could have been a strike or something. I don't really know. It's just throw in a few more encounters, and then this could have been the strike boss. It has some mechanics. It has better mechanics than the Death Singers. At least more fun mechanics. Because the Death Singer mechanics just are boring. Earute, it just comes across as a boss that some people don't even consider it a boss. Like, it's just a wizard, and you have to kill everything else in the room anyways, so, like, it doesn't really matter. Like, if you kill, well, Earute is the center of everything, but you still have to kill, like, all of the other ads and everything, like, all the knights. It's so boring. Yeah. Number 8 is Golgoroth. This is the first fight that I really like. In fact, I really enjoy this fight. This fight, the only bad thing about it, I'd say, is the loot. It gives armor, which is disappointing. Because normally, if you do the raid for fun, or if you do it for, like, collecting something, normally you're going to want to collect weapons more than armor. But, I mean, yeah, this boss, it has really cool mechanics, and the only reason it's not higher up on this list is because I like everything else more. Number 7 is Vosik, the Archpriest. Now this fight is extremely fun, and it's really easy on normal mode, yet hard mode, like, oh my god, it is a pain on hard mode. It's definitely the hardest part of hard mode. Either that or Axis is, because Axis itself is relatively hard, with a bad team. But Vosik, it was the first fight, I beat in, Wrath of the Machine. Yeah, obviously. But I didn't join in progress or anything. And this fight was the first real challenge in this raid, the new raid, Wrath of the Machine. And it was a blast when I first completed it. It took me like 5 hours or something, because I just couldn't get the right team. People wouldn't shoot the monitors. People wouldn't kill their captains, people would forget to throw bombs, people would die throwing bombs, people would be like 350 light when they joined. it was just a mess sometimes. But when we finally did complete it, it was really rewarding. I got the shotgun and the Ether Nova fusion rifle. I know some people who have grinded for those things for a really long time, and I was lucky enough to get them on my first try. But yeah, Vosik is a really fun fight. I like it slightly more than Golgoroth, yet slightly less than the next fight, which is the Templar is number 6. The Templar is a Hydra that you have to use artifacts, and you have to get its shield down, and then basic DPS. It's probably the simplest raid boss on this list. It's just so fun, though. Like, I don't know what's so fun about it. It just has this touch of, like, majesticness. It's like, and the harpies, just make the fight harder. And hard mode is really fun, and it drops Fatebringer, the best primary, arguably, in year 1. It made the best, it was one of the things in the best loadout in the game, PvE-wise. But yeah, this was a really fun, fight, and I honestly wish it would be remastered. Now getting into number 5, the son of Oryx himself, Crota. This fight, it is extremely fun. It's the final fight in the Dark Below raid, Crota's End. Obviously, because it's called Crota's End. Ha, 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 ha. But this fight is so different from any other fight. It's not a generic DPS fight. It kind of is in the fact that you have to shoot him to get his shield down. But you have to shoot them in quick succession with your Galahorns or other rocket launchers or your heavies or your snipers or whatever. And then after that, you have to have your sword bearer go over there and cut him up with a frickin' sword. It's insane. It's a really fun fight. It's really creative. It was one of my first beloved raid bosses. Probably my 3rd raid boss that I actually enjoyed. But yeah, this fight is crazy fun. I really recommend you guys should go and do it if you haven't already. It's extremely fun. Number 4 is Atheon, the final boss of the Vault of Glass raid. This boss is the 2nd raid boss I've done, arguably. I think this, without year 2 and year 3 raids, this would be the best boss fight in Destiny. This was the best year 1 boss fight. It still is, like, one of the best raids, or one of the best raid bosses in the game. This boss, it summons you to other planets. You have to kill people, you have to kill oracles, you have to damage Atheon's heart thingy, and you have to shoot him, and you have to frickin' do so much stuff. And this was, I think I remember when I was playing in Dark Below, when I hadn't ever done a raid, someone invited me to this, and I, like, had no idea what to do. So then we kept failing, like, over and over again. And then nobody, like, really knew why. Like, some of my friends hadn't done a raid before during that time. And the person who invited us was like, "No, you're doing it wrong!" Yeah, he was just a squeaker, and I remember that. And it was really fun. It was funny, and I eventually did kill him, obviously, because, yeah. But now getting on to number 3. Number 3 is the War Priest. The War Priest is an extremely fun boss fight. I remember, like, it was October when I first got invited to my first Kingsfall raid team, And when I beat this, I just felt so accomplished because that raid was so hard for lower lights, and it was even hard for highlights who didn't really know what they were doing. It was just so... It was the first actual King's Fall boss fight, and it was nearly my favorite. Until a while ago, when I got invited to another King's Fall boss fight. We almost completed it, but we didn't. Yeah, I think everyone knows who this boss is. He's in all the promotional material for The Taken King. He's the main villain of The Taken King. He is The Taken King. He's Oryx, The Taken King. This is definitely the best boss of King's Fall. I kind of, at one point, liked War Priest more, but I haven't killed Oryx ever, but I, gotten into the gist of it recently, when I got invited to a team, and it's a really fun and difficult boss fight. I was doing it on hard mode, and that was where we were failing. I hadn't completed it on normal mode before. I still knew what to do and everything, because, you know, King's Fall for Dummies. I watched that many, many times. Story of my life. But a number one is Axis Archon Prime. This is the best boss fight in the game. Obviously, because it's not a freaking strike boss that I like more than this. I think the only strike boss that would be better than something on this list is probably, I don't even know, probably Darkblade or Fulgoth I like more than Earute and the Death Singers. But, yeah, you know. So, yeah, Axis, it is the newest, it's the final boss of the newest raid, and it's the best boss of the newest raid. It is my favorite boss in the game at this moment. I don't think there's going to be a better boss in Destiny 1. I think this is going to be the best boss. These raid bosses just got better and better as they went along, except for Crota, because Crota's not as good as Atheon, but you can somewhat argue that it is, but I don't personally think it is. I think they just got more creative with their boss mechanics, and I think the Wrath of the Machine raid is either the best or the second best. King's Fall and Wrath of the Machine are neck and neck, like, honestly. But I would rate the Siege Engine somewhere in between, probably somewhere in between Oryx and the War Priest, or War Priest and Atheon. But, yeah, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun making it. And I don't have gameplay for these bosses, obviously, because who has Crota gameplay, really, like, on a stream? Not me, because I didn't stream in Destiny Year 1, because I played on Xbox 360, which also might be the reason why I failed so badly on Oryx multiple times, because I had an Xbox 360 controller. And those are kind of trash, but my friends have done it with an Xbox 360. Or maybe I just suck. Either one. But, yeah, that's it for this video, guys. Leave a like. I really enjoyed making this, as I already said. But, yeah, that's it. Bye, guys. Do Oryx with me.